A key meeting is underway these minutes in Tigray. The outcome of this meeting is going to have immediate consequences for peace, security, and stability in Tigray. What will the participants of the meeting decide? Welcome to My Views and News. Thanks for watching the channel, viewers. It's good to be with you. Two main news stories in this video. Firstly, as I mentioned in the intro, a meeting in Tehran. Who is attending the meeting? Why is this meeting so significant that I am calling it a breaking news? Secondly, an Eritrean opposition group leader who fought Eritrean government for years and who is still leading an armed anti-Eritrean government group based in Ethiopia, has written an article about the plight of Eritreans. Let's start, viewers. Let's start from Ethiopia, from Tigray. In Tigray, we know that new president has been appointed. Tadas Varede, the general, is the new president, appointed for 1 year. And the main task of the president is to steer the region towards next election, to ensure speedy DDR, return of IDPs, etc. Obviously, the main task of the government is to ensure that there is rule of law in Tigray, that there is peace and security. There are no peace and security related issues in Tigray. Varade has formed a cabinet. TPLF Gitacho group has refused to recognize the cabinet as inclusive cabinet. Now, a meeting has been called by those zonal and district level governments which are not under Varede control, which are pro Gita Choreda, the former president of Tigray. I'm talking about southern Tigray, led by Hafto Kiros. Administrator of the zone is Hafto Kiros. 2 days ago, he released a message, video message and he warned. He said that Tigray was on the verge of writing a new chapter in history. He criticized TPLF in that post. A meeting has begun now in southern Tigray, ongoing these minutes when I'm recording this video. Southern Tigray zone administrator and districts which are part of southern Tigray zone, the leaders are attending this meeting. This meeting is very crucial. What will southern Tigray zonal district officials decide? Will they recognize Varede's Tigray interim regional administration? Will they recognize Varede as the legitimate president of the region? Will they make demands? Will they demand changes to Varede's cabinet? What will they decide? If they decide to reject Varede's presidency, Varede's cabinet, it means we're going to see start of a political tussle, intra-Tigray political tussle, which has military ramifications too, because this group, political group based in southern Tigray, has an armed wing too, which is being trained, armed, organized in neighboring Afar region. We have confirmed where these disgruntled Tigray fighters are based, and no one would be surprised if they came to know that these fighters in Afar, Tigray fighters in Afar, are in touch with the southern zone government led by Hafto Kiros. This meeting is very crucial. Hopefully, I'll update you in coming videos. If the Hafto Keros led government recognizes where the government and demands some changes or demands some changes in terms of TPLF's role in government, how will the armed fighters in Afar, Tigray fighters respond? So coming hours crucial. I think that Southern Zone government will warn where the government against dismantling Southern Zone government, against making new appointments of administrator, district administrators, zone administrators to the region. Secondly, it might demand changes to Varades cabinet. It will definitely criticize TPLF2 in the final step you're waiting for. But incoming videos about this key meeting. So an Eritrean armed group which has been fighting the Eritrean security forces based in the group is based in Ethiopia, fighting uh, Eritrean security forces by trying to carry out attacks in Eritrea, uh, has written an article. The leader of this group has written the article. Name of the commander of the group is Ibrahim Harun. Ibrahim Harun is the chief of Rasado, Red Sea Afar Democratic Organization. Rasado has been based in the Afar region of Ethiopia for years. It was EPRDF which backed the formation of it. Abiy, during Abiy Isas rapprochement, Rasado got paralyzed or it became dormant, but it has been reactivated now. Rasado is now busy recruiting, training its fighters in the Ethiopian Afar region, and Rasado, Brigade Hamado, Red Sea Afar Organization, and ENC, Eritrean Afar National Congress. They're hoping that they'll start a movement, armed movement against Eritrean government from Ethiopian Afar region. Ibrahim Harun has written an article on Al Jazeera. The article actually looks at Eritrean history, uh, starting from its independence. Ibrahim Harun says that according to some international diplomats and uh, scholars, Isaias Afwerki and Mengistu Haile Mariam had similar personalities. Mengistu was accused of crushing opposition. Isaias same. He says that Isaias Afwerki imprisoned those who demanded free and fair election in Eritrea in 2001 when they wrote a letter. 15 people wrote a letter, politicians, journalists. 3 were out of the country, 1 withdrew, uh, made peace with the government, apologized. 11 were imprisoned, and since 2001, the whereabouts of these 11 have been unknown. They're in prison, but have they died? In which conditions are they being kept? No one knows. Instead of holding free, fair, democratic election, the Sasavaki government imprisoned those who call for democracy in Iraq. Secondly, Harun says that Isaias Afwerki basically uses Eritreans for his war campaigns in neighboring countries. He says Eritrea is heavily involved in Sudanese civil war. There are tensions between Eritrea and Ethiopia too. And he uses the Eritrean people as a fuel for wars. Ibrahim Harun acknowledges the gravity of tension between Eritrea and Ethiopia. But he has one message for international community. He says that the war between Ethiopia and Eritrea could be averted. But what about the people of Eritrea who are suffering. Afars marginalized their youths being forced to uh, be part of national service indefinitely. No freedom of movement, no freedom of worship, no freedom of work. Everything being controlled by the government. When will the world support these Eritreans who are living miserable lives under Assad government? This is what the article summaries. Ibrahim Harun is back in action. It's very clear now. Mulatu Shomer wrote an article for Al Jazeera, Ethiopian former president, a few weeks ago. That article contained allegations against the Eritrean government that Issacha's government is heavily involved in backing anti-Ethiopian government forces. That Issacha's government is backing Fano fighters and backing TPR the best. Second article now written by Ibrahim Harun. Rasado is hoping to get support from the Ethiopian government of Abiy to start a movement to topple Issacha's government. That is why media campaign has begun. Rasado, others, they want to justify their armed campaign, which seems to be in the making. Before launching their campaign, actual campaign, they want to prepare the ground for that, for its international acceptance. Thank you for watching.